Got Jessica here with me, and you know what? Today, let's go ahead. I'm going to show you guys. I don't think most of you moms know what your kids' account, who's following your kids' accounts. And I'm pretty sure that these guys, if they haven't committed, a felony against your children yet, they're probably going to. So, with that, I want to show you guys what I mean, how I found these people, and let's expose the shit out of them for one. And I'm going to show you guys like how you can just protect yourself and your kids, because some of these accounts, they say they're run by the mom, but then you look at the followers and it's a lot of grody ass men that are following these little girls' accounts. It's disgusting. And yeah, I know that you want that extra follow so you can hit that milestone, but is it worth it? Is it worth it?
It's never worth it when you're putting your kids
so a lot of these I find on Instagram. Right. Well, and everyone's like, oh no, I'm so worried about my kids playing outside. Honestly, yes, but also most sex offenders now, they're online. Your kids are online. Where do you think they are? They are where you are. That is exactly where they are. They are wherever you are. They are. So I get a lot of complaints from Snapchat, Instagram, even, and this sucks, but even like Roblox and stuff. Like, you need to be so careful of who your kids are talking to. And honestly, I know some people that are like, oh, it's against my kids' privacy for me to search in their inbox. No, bitch, no. No, they're children. They're children.
I looked through my kids' stuff. I didn't even know that Aiden had Snapchat. And then I saw a notification on his phone for it. And I was like, excuse me? When did I give you permission to download that? Because he has like Messenger for kids.
Right. Like my kid does.
An account for that, but it's on different devices.
Mm-hmm.
And and I went through and I was like, all of these kids like around his age that have Snapchats and their Snap scores are like so high. I'm like, how are you 10, 11, 12 and you have a 58,000 Snap score?
See, I didn't even know what that was, because like I haven't been on Snapchat for like 7 years or so.
Very close attention to that. Aiden had 5. His score was 5. So okay. I know he didn't send very many at all.
So I know there's probably some moms out there too that have no idea what it is, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix my lighting because it's weird. But
Snap score.
So what is that? Yeah.
That shows up underneath someone's account, and it's like got this little ghost symbol, and then it will have a number next to it. And that's how many Snapchats you've sent and received. And then I think it doubles when you have like Snap streaks with someone, which is someone that you Snapchat on a daily basis. You get a fire emoji next to their name, and it's like a streak for how many days they've been talking or Snapchatting each other. So that doubles what your score is for that those conversations. So if you send one snap to that person, it doubles to 2.
Okay.
And I think this is going on. But you and I had this conversation the other day, because I was like, I pay very close attention in even the dating field right now to what people's Snap scores are. And it's a red flag when someone's score is above 50,000.
Yeah.
And if your kids are using it,
I know the basis of it. Basically, like you send a picture, and once they open it, it's there for a while, right?
It depends. So they can save it in the Snapchat. So they can save it in the chat. Or sometimes you have settings where they can't save it and they can only view it one time. They can also replay it, so they view it more than once. And then your chats, so just like your texts, they're there for either they disappear instantly or they're there for 24 hours unless someone saves a chat.
Okay.
So, and then it does notify you if the other person like screenshots, screen records, or anything like that. So it was very common when I was younger, when it first came out. A lot of people were sending nudes back and forth. That's how people did it back then. Because they didn't think they could save them. And they can.
So, I can always save something, you know. It's always going to be something.
It's going to be there permanently.
Well, I'll give you this. Not to get too much into the background, but I'll just say friend, use Snapchat to cheat on their significant other.
It's a common thing for it too. That's why having a high Snap score is such a red flag.
Yeah. Well, and so like, I mean, and if it's only supposed to be there for a minute and like, then it goes away, you know what? I mean, isn't that also just, I'm just going to put that out there that, you know what? Sex offenders and stuff could think that they're getting away with something.
They can absolutely use it as a way to talk to these kids thinking that it's not going to get out.
Right.
Or they groom them. That's what it is. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Right. This is why I've had conversations with my son so much about just like the safeties of it, of being online and stuff. And I'm like, I do let him be online, certain apps. I don't let him be on everything, but we also monitor everything, like everything that has on there. And every night I'll go through his stuff. He thinks he's smart though, and that he thinks that when he deletes it, it actually deletes it, but it doesn't because I have it all set up that it backs everything up. He also
smart. I mean, but at the same time,
yeah. Well, and he deleted like 360. Apparently, he didn't like the notifications were going off or whatever. And I'm like, dude, you can turn them off. But anyway, he deleted it, and I was like, no, don't you dare. So now it's in a hidden folder on his phone, disguised as something else. So it's on there. That's another thing, though, too. Like, you know what? Check your kids, all of them, all of the apps, and see what they are. Because your kid could have an app from someone else. Like if if adult says, hey, let me see your phone, most kids are gonna be like, okay. Like, I mean, you're taught to respect the adults. Like, who knows? You know what I mean? They could put something on there too and be tracking your kid.
Yeah.
So that's something else. I'm like, you gotta just, you gotta be careful with that. That is, I always talk to my son about that. Like, I'm like, who are you chatting with? How old are they? Like, scary enough, his friend met someone off Roblox, and he was 25 dating a 13-year-old.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing too, is all these Minecraft, Fortnite, Roblox. Like, we're living in a day and age now where, I mean, when we were younger, phones were just coming out. Yeah. I can't even imagine if we had like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that.
I had AOL chat. I'm not much older. Not that.
I remember MySpace. That was my first, was MySpace, and I loved MySpace. But we're living a day where our kids now are growing up with it, and it's making it easier for predators.
It is. Hold on one sec. Sorry. Wasn't smart. I didn't charge my laptop because I'm smart. Hold on. I need to go get a thing. Or I should have one here, but my son likes to steal my everything. I swear to God. If not, I have one. It's just not right here. It'd be nice. My son didn't take my shit. Come on. Hold on. My kids always have their own stuff, but they've got to like take mine and then like lose theirs. And I'm like, oh my God, leave mine alone. Okay, so yeah, no. The thing is too.
You just cut out, babe.
Difficulty. Come on. Come on.
My iPad is slowly catching up on everything. I can see you now. I couldn't see you for a minute.
Yay. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, like I don't know. I plugged in my connected aha, did it catch this one? This camera's way better. Hold on. There we go. That should work now. There we go. Cool. Okay. Sorry. I connected my stupid plug because my kids have to steal everything. I'm like, this should have been charged. It should have been, and it would have been, but kids. But no, I talk to my son about this all the time. I'm like, you never know who you're talking to. Like, you might think you know who you're talking to, but you don't. I'm like, don't you dare give away your name. Don't you dare give away your location. Like he gives out like he's in Mountain Standard Time. I'm like, okay, that's fine because like they need to coordinate and whatever their
Right.
games. But I've heard some of his friends play with him, and I'm like, all right, yep, like that's definitely a 12-year-old boy. But some of the times I'm like, I don't know how old these people are.
Yeah.
So he has a Discord. I'm in his Discord. I manage his Discord, and anyone that I suspect, I'm like, nope, they're gone. They're gone. Like, or if they're just disgusting, I'm like, no. Like, I understand teenage boys will be gross sometimes, but at the same time, I'm like, some of the things are just, I'm like, nope, go talk to your mom because your mom probably raised you better than that, and she's probably gonna be pissed if she knew that you were talking like that. But no, it's serious,
Some of the conversations they have are interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, you gotta have all the riz. All right, so
Figuring out fake accounts. And that's the thing with Snapchat too. People literally, I even get spam accounts trying to add me on a daily basis, multiple accounts.
Yeah.
And you just never know. And that's the thing about Snapchat. And I even get anxiety opening it because sometimes random people will send you nudes that you don't even know who that person is, and they just
no, for real. And I've it's terrifying. I've also seen like on Omegle, there's so many teens on there, and I'm like, what are you doing?
On what?
Omegle?
What is that?
It's so it's a video it's a video app, and then like you sit there on the video app, and then like if you don't like that person, you just automatically like click out, and then someone new will pop up. Like it's a meet a random person app type thing.
Oh,
It's supposed to be for adults, but there's so many teens on there.
That's even more scary.
Yeah. There's so many teens on there, and I've never actually been on it. I just know what it is, and I know that most of the time it's guys with their old, wee-wees jerking off.
That's scary. That scares me, and I'm 27. I can't. It's like we were talking about the other day. It's like our world is turning into an OnlyFans.
It's true.
Center. It really is. It's gonna get worse and worse. Our kids are gonna get older, and that's the new form of dating now.
Yeah.
It'll just continue to get worse.
Well, I want to share this real quick. So, you can keep talking. You can keep talking if you want. I'm just gonna.
I remember when I was pregnant with my son, and I was looked at like I was just had a scarlet letter because I was pregnant with my kid. And that was not too long ago.
Yeah.
He's 12 now, and I don't know. It's just insane to me how much the world has changed in such a short period.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it's not a short period of time, but like that's a short period of time.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna call this one guy out. I'll show you guys how I found him real quick. So all I did. I don't know if I'll find him exactly through this again, but I'll show you guys what I did. So I just did girl models. This is all I searched for on Instagram.
Oh my! And the first thing that pops up that is cute girl models.
Yeah, young girl models. Right. So we'll go with that. Oh, she doesn't have any comments on that one. But, oh my God. Okay. Hold on one sec. Sorry. Dustin's calling me. Oh my God. Sometimes I love my husband. Absolutely. I love the fact that he keeps me in touch with everything. I don't need to know, though, that you're deep cleaning your mother's carpets for her. That's what he calls me for. I'm like, I love you, babe. Really, I do. But like, holy shit. Like, I mean, I'm very glad that he keeps me in touch. But, all right, let's see. Let's find these ones that will have. See, 3,522 likes. Now, these ones don't have any comments on them. Or they're not showing up right here. Maybe they'll show up in the app. Why aren't they showing any comments? That's really weird. I bet you they do in the app. Hold up. I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. Look at this. Image made with AI, not a real person. That's interesting.
Why am I having
Yeah,
so
see if
many
you
problems?
look at, why am I?
No, I'm having issues on my end, but it's okay. Just keep going.
Okay. Anyway, so on the app, I think you can see the comments on the app. We'll look at that up. But I'd go into the comments, and there would be like all of these comments, like, "Oh, beautiful! Oh, there we go. See, you look beautiful in all your photos. Beautiful. Hi, gorgeous. Looking great as always." What? Okay. Are you person's dad? Because okay, if they're dad, then fine. But most of the time, these people are following a ton of other little girls.
Yeah.
Most of the time, these people are following a ton of little girls. See who he's following. There's a girl. Why is it being so slow? Anywho, so then I go through that, and then sometimes they'll have like their Facebook linked up with their Instagram, which is what this guy did. This guy has his Facebook linked up with his Instagram. And then if you go in here, and then I think I went into about right here. Yep. When it loads. Come on. Come on. Not loading. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll just have to post that video that I gave you. Anyway, you go into his bound, you find out who he's following. He's following, I don't know. It was like quite a few little young girls. And these little girls, they were like little girl pages. Like it was just like a ton of little girls that he was following. And some of them say like they're, oh, this page is managed by the mom and stuff. And I'm like, do you understand who's following these? Like, oh, here we go. Let's see. Following. Look at this. Look at all these little girls. Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Where'd you go? There you go.
I'm here.
I
it blocked me out for a second because
I
was trying to log in on
Look,
my
look.
iPad.
Oh, gotcha. Look at all these girls, dude.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Why is this grown man following this many girls?
Because he's a creep. It's really the only reason for it.
These are girls, not women. These are girls. These are young girls. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, see all they? And what really is other pictures of him with his own little girl. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Has he done something to her? I mean, I hate that's where my mind goes, but that's where my mind goes.
I mean, someone that follows accounts like that,
Well, I'm sorry. Even if you haven't done shit yet, guess what? You're fantasizing about little girls. There's no reason why you should, like 50 little girl accounts that you're following?
Yeah.
That's disgusting, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. That is gross. So
I haven't tried to ride him.
Even when guys are following like teenage girls, I still get freaked out by that. I'm like, no. Who is this person?
It's disgusting. All right. I'll do a whole thing on that a little bit more. I'll go more into depth when I edit this. But it's disgusting. Like, I can show you again and again and again how many people I can find that are doing that. And it's gross. And yeah, like you said, like it's gross even when they're like attracted to teenagers. It's disgusting. Like, I don't know. As I've aged, I'm attracted to people my age. You know? Like, or like I'm even finding I love Dustin's gray hairs. I'm starting to call him like my sexy gray fox, silver fox. So I don't know. I'm finding that attractive. Like I mean, for the most part, too. Any guys I look at, I'm like, he's the only one for me. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm good in that sense. But like, I don't find them attractive at all. Like younger guys, I'm like, no.
I had a 23-year-old with me like last month, and I'm 27. He's 23. And I looked at his profile. I think I sent you screenshots too, because I looked at his profile and I was like, this dude's 23. Wow. I am 27. I have 3 kids. I own my own house. I run my own businesses. Like, and this guy is fresh out of pretty much school and is like, I'm like, I'm too old for you. And it's only a 4-year difference, but I'm like, I'm too old for you. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. But then I dated an older guy last year, and I feel like that kind of fucked me up because now I'm more into like the 30-year-olds than I am guys my own age or younger. Like, I'm good. You're just a baby at 23. You were 10 when
you
I
are.
Like,
yeah.
I just can't. That's where my head goes. And then I had like a 48-year-old guy that was trying to date me, and he has a son that's my age, literally my age. And I'm like, I just cannot get past that. There's just no way that I can look past that, because I also have 2 daughters. And if you're older and you're trying to date me at 27 or whatever, it just concerns me. It's like I don't know where your head would be at later on when they're fucking maturing. And maybe it is because we've gone through past child traumas and stuff like that our brains that way. But that's where my head goes, is it's like, I don't want to put my daughters in a situation. And that's why I stayed single for so long too, because I was so terrified to even open the door to dating again, because I don't want my kids in those kinds of situations.
Right.
I'd go
what? And I mean,
I would go to jail if that happens. There's no way. You would be right there with me.
I'd be going to, I'm like, yeah, I'd be going to jail too. Well, I don't know. Depends. You might get caught because your emotions are all like, fuck it.
Everywhere. There's no way I wouldn't get caught. And I can't lie for anything, so that's a problem.
You'll do it, and I'll be like, all right, let's take care of the body. I know how to get blood out of everything.
It's so true, though. That's the sad part. I'm like,
oh my God. Now someone's going to clip that little itty bitty part out and be like, oh, look, she's a murderer again.
Whatever.
It's okay. I already know I'm a serial killer.
Don't fuck with our kids and you're fine.
Fuck with our kids. Speaking of fucking with our kids, pretty sure chickens have turned me into maybe a conspiracy theorist, but now I'm literally looking at homeschooling my kids.
I couldn't do it. I would love to.
That's what I said.
Okay, no, that's what I said just a few years ago too, and I was like, "There's no fucking way I could do that." But so I've been talking to one of my other friends, and she's like, "Okay, look, hear me out," because she's done both. She's done homeschool and public school, and she's like, "Hear me out. My 10-year-old was not doing good in school, like just like failing pretty much everything. Took him out, and now we do homeschool, and it's like 2 hours a day, and her oldest graduated early at 16.
Well, that's cool.
Was struggling at 10.
I just don't know kids that are very combative in the sense of like they are very free spirited. They don't really like to do what other people tell them to do, especially when it comes to me. Because when COVID happened, I was schooling my kids, and it was just a nightmare. I felt like I was doing way too much at one time. It was like keep the house clean, do all the dishes, do, all of our household chores, plus make sure the kids do their schoolwork, plus teach them. And they change. Like the way that they do math now is completely different than when I did math.
Yeah.
So
it is.
Almost you're having to learn it too.
Right. I mean that's also a good thing is like learning with them. But one of my things that one of my friends does that does homeschool, she's like, guess what? I do math, and that's a lot in cooking. We'll do like fractions in math. I'm like, that makes sense. Like put out, the 1/4 and like have it like all in fourth and like show them and they're like, guess what? That's my math. My math that's my math. I'm like, okay,
that's smart.
That makes more sense. Same with like, she has her kids. They go and collect the eggs for the chickens and clean out the kitchen coop, like the chicken coop and everything like that. She also has them time how long everything actually took for them to do it. And like to get everything down. And then is this an outside chore or is this an inside chore? So now if it's raining, we got to do our inside chores first instead of our outside ones. But if it's nice out, we do our outside chores first. And it's more like problem solving instead of just the curriculum of sit down, do as you're told.
See, now that makes way more sense because like sitting down, and I had a hard time in school anyways too.
I did too.
I couldn't do it. Even now, I can't sit there and listen to a seminar. I cannot. I fall.
I can't either.
I have to like be busy doing something while I'm listening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids are very much like that.
See, so they might actually benefit to it too. They might actually like, so if you're like, if they, if you have, let's say they have like a seminar or a lecture that is at the homeschool curriculum, like there's a whole bunch of like websites and there's like stuff that you can do at home anyway. So there's a whole bunch of it that you can like listen to, like for history. Let's say they're listening to a podcast for history. But they can do that while they are also doing art, while they are also doing household chores. She's like, I want my kids to be able to live and be able to, know what to do in real life instead of just sitting on their ass, not thinking for themselves and thinking for someone else.
Yep.
So she's like, guess what? She's like, I take my kid, and her kid does crocheting. And they've made up a whole business mock-up. They've used like Excel spreadsheets. And she goes to Kid Crafts, like, and goes and sells her stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
But that's part of her schooling. She's like, that's part of her schooling because I put in like it's math, like how much was there, like how much material you need, how much like you needed to get started, how much you're gonna sell this for, how long did it take you to do, how like is it worth your time to do this? Now, if you're gonna do it on like post it on Etsy or something, how long does that take you to do? She makes them take all the photos. She makes them like do everything. And she's like, that's part of school because guess what? That's life. That's life. Not sitting there and just forgetting about whatever. She also has a big telescope. So they do stargazing, and that's part of their school as well.
At our house too.
Yeah, we've got one of those too. And I'm like, I freaked out on my son's school the other day. I'll make it short, but I've gone to them. We've had many many just like sits down with the principals, sit down with the teachers, like, let's do this and this. Like, and I feel like, you know what, the school has been great as far as like bullying goes. I haven't had an issue like he did at his last school. But as far as curriculum and stuff, I feel like it's just, I mean, they even said that they treat their kids as college students. And I'm like, that's great, but he's 13. He's not a college student.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be able to wander the hall whenever he feels like it. When I went there to volunteer, almost every kid was on their cell phone. I'm like,
they take our kids' phones at our school.
well, see, my kid, he has it on lockdown. Like, he can only use it during lunch. Like, there's a timer on it, and it gives you lunchtime, and that's it. But I'm like, I don't know. And then we had this whole controversy about, you know, letting boys use girls' bathrooms. There was that whole thing going on too. And thankfully, our state has decided that if it's a school or public building, you have to use the bathroom that you're assigned at birth. And then if it's a you know, private place or whatever, they can decide if they want to or not. It's up to them. I'm like, that's smart. Government facilities, okay, you have to do this, and then other places can choose. I'm like, okay, and then, like, you know, if you don't want to shop somewhere that's allowing men and women's bathrooms, then you don't have to. I'm like, I like that. I can get down with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fine by me. But there's a lot of things that I'm just like, I mean, if you think about it too, a lot of like just office jobs want you just half the time you're sitting there and you're just twiddling your thumbs until the day's done, you know, getting your hourly paycheck. And sometimes you do have stuff that you have to do like constantly, but half the time you're just sitting there. And so, yeah. She says her homeschool it takes like 2 hours, and the rest of the time, like, they go to swim lessons. They have karate during the day. And
Well,
she's like, dude, do you know how much cheaper it is?
I had this discussion with my kids' teachers is, you know, they go to school for what, 8 hours a day. And then
Right.
they come with like an hour or two worth of homework. And
It's ridiculous, right?
I told my kids' teacher this last time, you know, my kids are not doing homework.
Good.
They will come home and that is their time. Like, you have 8 hours to teach them. If you can't teach them in 8 hours what they need to learn, what makes you think that that little bit of hour or 2 hours doing homework is going to get them anywhere?
Right. Right.
We read books. We learn household skills. We learn life skills. We learn, you know, obviously animal raising, all of that kind of stuff here. My son's really big on taking electronics apart and learning how to put them back together and things like that. That is what at-home time should be for. So I should have told their teachers, I'm like, they're not going to. That is my thing.
Actually, some of that should be school time too, to be honest. If we're being honest, some of that should be school time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the more I used to always think like, I cannot do homeschool. I cannot. And right now I'm sitting here, and the fact is that like his school too has told me that a 75% is now passing. And I'm like, okay, so you're given like C+. C+ is passing. Other than that, you fail. He's going into high school next year.
Yeah.
9th grade is high school. If he stays there, he's going to fail. I'm telling you that right now. Like, he will fail.
It gets bored a lot of the times though in school too, from the conversations we've had, is like his curriculum is boring for him because he's surpassed it. That's the problem I had.
Yeah.
They held Aiden back because all the stuff that happened during COVID, and then moving from Wyoming to Washington, it like messed up whatever their curriculum was different or whatever. And but he tells me all the time, he's like, I'm learning now everything that I learned like 2 years ago in Wyoming. So it's like, what is the point? They held me back.
Yep.
Saying that basically the curriculum in Wyoming was less than what it is here. And reality, being taught fifth things in 3rd grade, and now he didn't learn specific things that they're teaching here. That's the only difference. He already knew
Right.
stuff, it just wasn't in their formula the way that they
Right.
wanted. So,
and then I had that. Okay, so I grew up and I was moved around a lot as a child, and that's one thing that really got me. And my mom would always be like, "Yeah, well, that makes it easy, done it." And I'm like, "Want to do it again? I've already learned that. That's boring. I need something new, you know."
then you just sit there in class and you're like, and then he goofs off because he gets bored. So then he gets in trouble for that because he's goofing around because he's bored because he already knows everything.
So my son got sent to detention for not having a pencil. For not bringing a pencil to class, apparently in his other class. And he got sent to detention. And what they do when they send you to detention, it's for the rest of the day. So you miss out on all your other classes. Because I'm in detention for not having a pencil that he left in his other classroom.
Yeah.
Ever sent him. Yeah.
I don't know. I think
you totally cut out, so I didn't hear anything. But
homeschooling isn't a bad idea. It's just I don't know if I could do it with 3 kids.
Well, yeah. See, and that's where and Kylie's doing really well. She's doing really well in her school. She's very social. She needs she's constantly running. So I'm like, okay. I'm
and that's
pulling
my kids are very social kids. Very, very social kids. So I don't know if they would struggle more being at home for just the social aspect of it. But I mean, it doesn't stop you from teaching them all the life skills and stuff that they need to learn at home after school. But I just think that's where it comes in from doing the homework, which is their curriculum, the things that they're teaching them all day long already, all week.
Right.
We're teaching them new important life skills that they need to learn to survive. I mean, they don't teach cooking. Like my daughter last night, she supervised, baked cake by herself at 9. Baked a cake by herself and measured everything out perfectly. It turned out perfect. And those are skills that I taught her. The school didn't teach her that.
Right.
And like you said, you had to measure out all of your measurements before you can make the cake and time it and keep track of it. And so she does pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
And same thing with
there's this great book.
Laundry measurements of how much soap you put in there.
Mm-hmm. And the chemical reaction to get stuff out of clothing. All that, so there's this book. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it's about this, so definitely not feminist, now, right? This is 50s feminist, right? She is a chemist.
I can see.
And
sorry, someone's commenting. Hello.
Oh yeah, we can see your message. So lessons in chemistry. That's what it is. Okay, so she's a 50s feminist, right? So she's a chemist, a woman chemist, which is super rare, right? And she ends up doing this baking show, and but she's put her chemistry in with her baking. She teaches you about chemistry while you're doing baking, and it's really, it's a really cool concept. By the way, that is what feminist is and should be, not modern day crazy bitches. But anyway, like it teaches you how to make your cake like just like moisture and everything like that by using chemistry. Like she used like the chemistry beakers and actually would like be like, okay, so if you mix this with this gives a reaction. And so she was teaching chemistry and cooking, and I don't know, I just thought that was really cool. And I'm like, see, like they do go hand in hand sometimes, and having things that have, you know, that life skill as well as learning. I mean, learning, but putting it in, you know, like cooking.
Right.
That's where it matters, not textbooks that I don't even remember, you know?
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. As well as I feel like a lot of people now are going back into the homesteading direction too.
They are.
So I feel like kids learning how to take care of animals and, you know, the whole process that goes into it, building houses, putting up heating, air conditioning for me and my dog building, you know, all these things that go into everything. It teaches them very necessary skills. And
it sure does.
I blame you for this because you warned me, when you get chickens, you're going to become a conspiracy theorist and you're going to see all these things. And I'm like, shit, not even a month into having them damn chickens. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
I told you.
For you.
I told you. I warned you. I fully warned you about it. Dude, I don't even have chickens that live at my house.
Looking at a store-bought egg compared to a farm fresh egg, and then the taste is so different.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever like raise my own animals for slaughter. I don't think I could do that part, but I would definitely buy from like a local farmer some beef and stuff like that versus buying it at the store. For the sense of it's just so much healthier for you. That's why, I don't know, for the longest time I didn't like deer meat. Like, I could not eat venison for the longest time. And then I just realized it's because whatever the heck they're feeding these cows that they're giving you from the store is just, or I guess, sorry, venison, but then there's also like, if you've ever bought cow, like beef, straight from the farmer, straight from the farmer, like fresh, had gotten slaughtered, like, or butchered that
it tastes so different.
It's so different. So different.
And it shouldn't be, but it is.
Fruit, veggies, like all of that looks different when it's grown in your own freaking gardens and stuff like that. And you don't use pesticides and I don't know, it's crazy.
Dude. Okay, so the other day, I bought some grapes from the store, and I was like, oh my God, I swear to God, I can taste the pesticide on these.
Because you have your, right, that you grow at home?
So I have strawberries, but my friend has grapes. So we kind of like swap. And have you ever had the white strawberries?
No.
Okay, they're called pure white. They taste really sweet. They taste like a pineapple mixed with a strawberry. Oh my God.
It sounds good.
And then, so normal strawberries too, they're not supposed to be giant, like the ones we get at the store that are like giant. You're supposed to pick them when they're like this big. About that big? Yeah, you're supposed to pick them. And when you do, the taste difference is just like, it's mouth-watering. It's not, I mean, you know, like if you buy them from the store, they kind of have a bittery taste to them a little bit.
Yeah.
No, these are sweet. These are normal strawberries, and then the white ones are really good too. But I bought some normal grapes the other day, and I'm like, I can taste the freaking pesticide on them. And like, I'm pretty sure people think I was crazy, but I'm like, oh my God, I can taste it.
It doesn't.
There's so much. I mean, and just look at how much crap they put in your friggin' food. I mean, this isn't sponsored or anything, but I use Yuka all the damn time. Pull it up. Yuka is awesome. Because like you can scan anything you want and it will tell you if it's good or bad for you. And then
Ooh, that's cool.
check this shit. It also tells you, okay, so for example, let's go. So that Prime energy drink was supposed to be, good for you, right? No, it's not. A Logan Paul drink or whatever. Okay, here we go. Here's all the additives in one of his drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, and what is this one? It causes skin reaction, asthma attacks, and several effects on the central nervous system.
Lovely.
Just in that one. By the way, a lot of these sweeteners where they go, oh, well, it's sugar-free. They put these stupid sweeteners in it that, may promote metabolic disorders, glucose intolerant, may have no effect on weight control, weight gain, and also consuming these type of sweeteners increases your risk of cancer and cardiac disease.
Shocker.
When you eat all, honestly, like when you eat all of these like diet foods, they have these sweeteners in them, and guess what? They're worse for you than actual sugar. So, yeah. But what's cool about this app is it will give you like an alternative. I don't know if you can see that. No. Anyway, it gives you alternatives down at the bottom of what is actually like something that, would be a good alternative. Oh, look, no additives in this one. Low sugar. That's great. So I use this app all the time. And most of the time too, when I do it though, some of the things I'm like, okay, why is it bad? I'm more into the additive shit that's added into our food. It's amazing though. Sun chips are good. Pretty much all of them. Give them that. Sun chips, yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now you get to become a conspiracy theorist and maybe you start homeschooling your kids. You're welcome.
It's your fault.
I'm starting to. Like, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to start with one. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I don't know. I want like cows and stuff like that, but I think it'll probably wait till next summer. Just because it's a lot of work getting fencing and like housing put up and all of that. It's a lot. And with my car accident, I had to have there's no way I can do it by myself. I just tried shoveling a bunch of pea gravel yesterday and I literally laid down, and I'm not kidding you, my hip, just from laying flat down after doing that, my hip popped so loud. Like, it was painful. Because I've been going to the chiropractor. Well, I was going to the chiropractor 3 times a week since my car accident.
Yeah.
And then I stopped because I had my teeth surgery done, and I can't have them push my face into the little donut pillow or whatever. So I need to start going back because I don't know. I kind of worry that it's just not going to ever get done. It's not going to ever be
right.
And my car is getting fixed now because some dude blew the radiator on it, hoping he didn't blow my head gasket.
Oh, God.
Yeah, not fun. Not fun. But that's getting fixed right now. So hopefully it'll be up. I got another offer at another coffee shop, so I might just do that instead of going back to house cleaning, because house cleaning is probably going to be too rough on my back.
That's true. That's true. It could be, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I don't know. Yeah. Let's
That's
see.
the
Let's see.
problem. We talk so fast.
I know. Okay. So yeah. So no, I'm doing that with definitely gonna do that with I'm gonna start with my son because he's the most urgent, I think. I mean, I don't know about your state, but my state too with
I
the
think
homeschooling.
a lot. He will benefit a lot.
I think so. My state though actually will pay back some of my tax money if I'm homeschooling my kids for extra curriculums.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's something to look into. Oh, I don't think I've told you, but at the end of June, me and Dustin are going to go and look maybe for some houses in Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, around there. Because we can get more land and then our house can be paid off. I mean, we've got like $250 in equity right now. And house prices are just like skyrocketing here. And plus, when they're on the market, they are just like quick selling. And down there, it looks like they're not. Like, it looks like down there, they've got quite a bit of land.
Time to sell where you're at and buy it there. That makes sense.
Uh-huh. Yep. Because, like, if you search for houses up here, hardly anything is like listed, but they're going so quick.
I wish I could sell my place, but I'm like flopped in it right now because I bought it at a horrible time.
I'm
so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we're hoping we won't have a house payment. Like, we'll just buy what we have in our equity and then just kind of like go from there, you know.
Well, that's the smart way to do it.
Because then it's just
Smart way to do it.
Just all paid off. And I mean, if it's not like the perfect house, that's fine. Because like we can tear it down and build a new one. If we don't have a house payment, that would just be like such a relief, like off, you know, just
A huge relief every month. That's for sure.
right. Well, and because like I love to travel and I want to travel and I want to like go out and do stuff, and we can't right now. Like we literally like can't. And what sucks is like, I mean, we can't get anything for anything better here right now. I mean, we bought our house for $250, and right now it's selling for about $5 something. So that's a price in it.
Yeah.
So, you know, so we're gonna go out there and just look. We want at least like 5 acres or more. And then
better, because eventually you're gonna want more and more and more animals.
Well, I already talked to Dustin. I'm like, guess what? In Kentucky and in Tennessee, I can have otters as pets.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm just joking, but not really. But
no, you're not.
But at the same time, like if I want to travel though, I gotta also keep in mind, like I was also like, oh, it would be cool too to maybe eventually open up some sort of animal rescue too. But I'm like, I've also got to think if I want to travel, I got to think about these like all these animals that I'm gonna, if I have them, like having some self-sufficiency, or am I taking them with me? Like Leia's gonna go with us when we go. She's gonna go.
This is what I plan on doing: is buying like my kids' tiny homes to have on my property. Like putting tiny homes on your property for your kids.
Yeah.
So that, because I mean, you got to think of it, the cost of living is just going to keep going up. So if they have a little tiny home on your property,
I know.
They pitch in on the farm work and stuff like that, and they don't have to worry about paying rent themselves until they're ready to move out
right.
off the property.
Right.
It's not about it kind of sets them up.
Here, I'm like, I don't know when they're able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now I'm like, I don't know where they're going to be able to. Like, here in Utah, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, I would actually love it and prefer if we could like rent this place out. I just don't think we could even afford to do that. I think we need the equity right now.
I think, it's smarter
But
to
maybe
do that.
eventually. Yeah.
Because you know how much rentals get destroyed from people renting the properties? Like, that would suck.
Yeah. Yeah, that would suck.
And then you have
So
to rent it.
I don't know. We're gonna go out there. I've never been to any of those states, so I'm like, well, we're just gonna kind of see and like contact you know, a few real estate agents and be like, hey, do you have anything for us? We've just kind of been looking lately, just like, and then we're gonna go out for, you know, a week and just see. But I mean, if something hits, we might be putting in an offer and moving quicker than we expect, you know?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, before I was worried about schooling and be like, okay, we need to make sure we're in a good school district. Now I'm just like, no, I'll just homeschool both my kids at that point.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is about like extra curricular activities is I'm like, I just got to make sure he's signed up with other stuff. Like I know here in Utah, there's a whole homeschooling group. They do classes like blacksmithing, which that's really cool. And they have like theater arts. And one thing that I was worried about was like pulling, you know, him out in high school was him missing all those dances and proms and stuff. They have a whole community for homeschoolers
Oh, that's cool.
that they get together and like do that. So I'm like, okay. I think it's becoming more norm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like sick of it, but we're gonna go out there and we're gonna go look. And that's my one thing too. Is like, all right, hey, mama who has spoken, how's it going? But I'm just like, you know, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna look, see if we can find our own little homestead. I want chickens, man. I want my fluffy chickens back. I love them, man. I love that little guy.
I don't have silkies yet.
So I don't know if I told you. So I gave Hedwig to my friend because he, you know, started crowing. So I gave him to my friend, and my friend had a paint, so they were gonna, you know, have babies. And she just told me like 2 days ago that her paint female just got eaten by a hawk. It swooped down while she was there. Like she was there with them outside. Like, so they have an indoor part and then they have an outdoor part, and she only lets the little silkies out and the big part when she's home because she doesn't want someone snacking them up. Well, snatched it right in front of her.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, I'm so sorry, because she was gonna give me like a paint for exchange for Hedwig. She's like, you can have whatever one you want, another baby. I'm like, oh, I feel terrible.
Mine are kind of free rangers, but they're in with my pigs, so the hawks don't screw them. Which actually was kind of smart. I was a little worried about that, but actually I'm kind of glad that I did that because they don't fuck with the pigs.
Ah, that is smart. That is smart.
And then my goats are in there too. So my idea, well, you've seen my house. I have like those 4. Yeah. My idea is to just combine all of those and make a giant kind of pasture area right there for all of them and just have them all together.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So that way they can kind of free range, but like they're still confined. So they're not going to my neighbor's house or going to my dog yards and getting eaten.
Right. We'll see. And that's one thing too. I'm like, I think my son will thrive in that area because like my mom lives up on a farm in Heber. She's got 58 acres up there. And he was up there with my stepdad, and he helped build a chicken coop for him and like riding up on the 4-wheelers, and then they went out and they shot their guns and all that. And I'm like, I think he will thrive in an area like that. I
Yeah.
think he will be really good with that. And I mean, he loved doing that type of stuff. Like, I think at home he feels like so boring because there's, chores and yeah, you have to have chores there too, but like it's just we're kind of boring, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like he's gonna thrive in that type of
I think
area.
with it. I think he also seems like he'd be one of those kids too that does really good with mechanical stuff, engineering.
He helped Dustin do like an oil change and change some and put a lift up on his truck and everything. He helped Dustin with that, and he loved it.
This thing is gigantic. I got it for drawing, and I can't even figure out how to do drawing on it yet.
What is it?
My iPad.
Oh.
Look how big it is. It's ginormous.
Is that a 10 or is that bigger than 10?
I don't know. It's just really big.
I'm like, I know that Apple has some good stuff for drawing, so.
I know, that's what the Verizon guy said. They always swoop me into getting something else. Went in there for them to fix my phone and then I ended up walking.
They upsold you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Verizon.
Yeah. Anyways, because I can't really do drawing on my phone or my Mac. Like the pad I have for my Mac is like a pad, literally just a pad, and then you have to look at the screen to see what you're drawing. So you're not like drawing on the pad and like seeing, you know what I mean? It's just different.
That's why I love this.
It's way too hard compared to, doing it on an iPad or something like that, where you're like looking down, drawing as you're going versus, I can't do it. I just can't.
Yeah. I love my phone for that reason. It's like having a tablet in my pocket, but also this is like smaller than most normal phones.
Yeah.
So I love it. But I can also do it on my yoga. My yoga is nice too.
Your what?
Because I flip it. My yoga. It's my tablet. So my tablet, my iPod, not iPod. Oh my god, laptop folds over in half, so then the screen is just like right there, and like I can use it as a
that's cool.
tablet.
That's super cool. All right, I think I'm gonna get off though. My butt's kind of hurting.
Yeah. No worries. Well, we did some talking. I have got some segments I can, Do you have Apple Pen stylus, and would that help assist you in your drawing?
So I probably need to get one because I just picked up a random like little cheap one at the store because they didn't have any of them. So I got this one. It was only like $15, but I do need to get the Apple Pen because that would be nice to have too, especially for drawing.
Yeah. So. Definitely for drawing. Well, I don't know how the Apple one compares, and I mean, like this one was a cheap one that came with my case, but I mean it works too. Like, so I don't know if you have to have the Apple one. You might need to. I don't know. Their stuff's all integrated weird, but
yeah, I haven't messed with it yet. I'm trying to figure out which. So I have a couple of friends that do like tattoos, and they were telling me all the different apps that they use to draw the tattoos on their tattoos. So I'm trying to figure out which one I want to get because all of them cost money, obviously. So I'm like,
well,
I asked them, and I got multiple different like results, I guess, or suggestions, and I'm like, well, shit, which one should I download? So
well, I have all of the Adobe stuff.
Adobe.
If You need to borrow it.
Okay. You can sketch different templates. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I know there's so many out there.
So much that you can do with electronics nowadays. Because I'm just used to old school drawing on a sketch pad. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll play with it some more. I've just been so busy. I haven't really messed with it. I've had that for like 2 months now and have not messed with it. So I need to. I just get so wrapped up with the kids and all the animals.
No, I get that.
And the goats are finally not screaming every 2 to 4 hours in a bottle. And I'll tell you what, I wasn't expecting the goats to be so aggressive about bottle feeding, but they will literally jump up on you to get a bottle. Like if I'm sitting there refilling their bottle at the sink, they are just jumping at my legs constantly. I'm like, hold on, I'm working on it. And I was exhausted. Even Ayla was helping me with them too. And she was like, I'm so tired. I'm like, don't ever have a baby. Because this is what it's like. We have twins right now.
Exactly. Well, I like the way that she handled that and put it in between the couch cushion there.
Oh, so smart. She's like, how am I supposed to feed these things when I have other things I have to do at the same time? And so she put it in between the couch. And I am like, wow, that's actually extremely smart. Extremely.
It is. The thing is like, this is the things that they should be learning. You know what I mean? Like, this is the things that they should be learning and figuring out, and not just being like told like, well, you should do it this way. And like, you know, I mean, because let's face it, like everyone at school told us we're not going to just have a calculator in our pockets, and we do. So they need to be working with technology that we do have now, and as well as, you know, figuring out what works for them.
I know what Aiden wants to do. Aiden really wants to be a video game tester or designer when he's older. Which I could totally see him doing that because his life is all about video games. And I just actually set him up for a Twitch account so he could live stream while he's playing and stuff like that. But very closely monitored.
Right.
So
no, I get that. Chris has actually made 2 Roblox games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you could do Roblox Studio and they can make their own games. And then there's like whole like communities that you can get like people to come out and help you draw, you know, do something for you.
I don't know if he knows about that, but I'll tell him because I'm sure he would love that. But he's a very smart kid, and I'm trying to get him to learn about cars and stuff like that too. So
yeah, because like honestly, like that is not a you know, known trait anymore. Guys don't even know how to change tires anymore, and they should. And as well as, you know, they should help out with, you know, anything if they're going to do plumbing, whatever, because those are traits now that are becoming like obsolete.
I know how to change tires, but I don't want to change tires. I'm like, I would rather just not. /slow video game. Just other game. Yeah. I don't know. Having the pigs out with the chickens is very helpful for sure. Because I will send you the video. We had like 10 hawks.
I love how we went to video games and then we're back to chickens.
I'm sorry. I was reading the main comment. But
oh no, you're good.
We had like 10 hawks that were just, you know, flying around up above like yesterday or the day before that. And I read online too that hawks absolutely hate crows. So having black chickens or black ducks in with your flock actually keeps them from wanting to be around your chickens. So
that's kind of cool.
My pig is black, and then my other pig is black and pink, so she's spotted. And then Shadow is black. Those are the only 3 animals in that pen that are darker colored. But I have some. What are the black chickens? I can't remember what they're called. Can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but those are the ones I'm raising right now. Teeny tiny little babies. So, but I think I'm going to try to get a couple more of the black ducks because those are bigger than chickens. So hopefully it would scare them away a lot more too.
Yeah.
Do a turkey. Yeah, see, they said turkey or ducks. Sometimes crows advise hawks too. I don't know if I want a turkey. I don't know if I want a turkey. I'll get more ducks. But mine are actually pretty good.
Get a
If
peacock.
they ever get loose, they just kind of chill on my front porch. A peacock? I mean, are those legal here? I think they are. If they are, it's smart. Honestly, anything that's loud, I'm totally fine with. Like, I thought getting a donkey would be a good idea to make my neighbors irritated since they love about my dog barking. But the goats, I just need like 5 more of those. And then when they start screaming for their bottles, I'm content with that. Don't bark.
I love it.
First day, they were kind of like, what is that noise? But now my goats will be out there. They just kind of sleep through it. I have to put Nigerian.
You should get or what are they called? Is it the pygmy goats that faint?
Yes, the fainting goats. I definitely need more goats. But
You can get a goat playground.
yes, the Nigerian dwarf goats are good for their milk. I used to use their milk for my puppies.
Ah.
My neighbor, back when I lived in Yelm, my neighbor had goats. She would sell goat milk. So I would buy the goat milk from her and feed the puppies, and it made my puppies really healthy and super fat. So that's kind of why I got them, because I was like, you can make goat cheese and stuff like that, all sorts of things. So
That's cool.
am I going to make cheese? I don't know. Probably one day I'll figure it out. But for now, we're taking it slow. I still haven't started sourdough bread. That's probably my next venture in the homesteading.
Maybe. I have a sourdough starter.
I know. You messaged me. You were like, you need a sourdough starter? Probably. That's probably my next venture.
Well, because then it's better than the like white and wheat bread that need the yeast starter, and then this like gets your own natural yeast. And I don't know if it has anything to really do with it, but I've actually noticed like my gut health has been better since I've been eating my sourdough. Don't know. I mean, it makes sense though if there's all natural yeast and stuff. So.
And a whole bunch of crap and all the process.
Yep.
So my next step is getting a garden figured out because I want to start planting stuff. And I think I might just do like
Look what I 3D printed. I need like 2 more towers, but it's a hydroponic place, and then you put the seedlings in here, and then in here you put an automatic watering system, and then you put this onto the bucket, and then the pump goes up, and then it just recycles all the time, just like, and it keeps watering it.
That's
I want to. I need seedlings now.
Yeah, I know. I have to fence it off first though, because when my goats and my ducks and stuff like that are loose, I don't want them going in there.
Yeah. I had a garden out in my yard and my dogs destroyed it, so I went with this for it now.
Well, someone brought me flowers to plant, and I planted them, and the goats and the cats ate all of the leaves off the flowers,
Oh, yeah.
all of the petals, no flowers anymore. I had there was 3 blooms on it, and it's gone. So
Yep. That sounds about right.
they're gonna have a ton of blackberry bushes to eat once I get my pasture fenced off, but that's kind of slow moving too.
Yep. See, all these little things take time too. But I mean, that would be another good thing though for like homeschooling. Just make your kids like go out there and plant with you and do everything, you know?
Yeah. They'll have fun with
Do
it. Maybe not.
Yep.
Ayla likes to stay inside the house. Ayla's more of my girl, but I think she has ADHD because like me, if I don't write it down, she just like starts another thing and starts another, and it just like goes, and all of a sudden she's doing like 10 different things at one time.
Guilty.
That's what.
Yep.
So I have like a checklist. I made them their own personalized chore chart, and I just kind of check. It's kind of reverse, okay? So I check the items that they're supposed to do that day, and then they go erase the check mark because I made it permanent, so I can't just take the sticker back off, you know? Which wasn't smart, but whatever. It's one of these things. It's like this. It looks like this. And then I permanently wrote down what it is. And so then we go through and check next to whatever chore it is that they have to do that day. And then they go back through and erase it. And then I leave notes on the bottom and stuff like that too, especially if I'm not home when they get home from school, which thank God the school figured out how they were going to pick my kids up.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, driving 10 minutes to the bus stop is not logical, let alone it was not part of the codes of Washington State. Now they have a van that comes down and picks them up at my house, which is nice because I got pretty tired of that too. It was way difficult to figure that part out. And it's kind of nice too because my kids can get dropped off if I'm still at work.
Yeah.
So I can so I should get off. My goats are probably loose doing whatever.
All right.
All
no
right.
worries. You know what? We'll do this again next week.
All right. Love you. Bye.
All right. Love you too. Bye.